بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد وعن أبي طلحة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال شكونا إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الجوع فرفعنا عن بطوننا عن حجر فرفع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن بطنه عن حجرين رواه الترمذي وقال هذا حديث غريب. Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrated, and he said that we Sahaba, we made complaint to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about hunger, and we lifted from our stomach our cloth, and all of us, we were showing that a stone was tied onto our bellies, onto our stomachs. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam also lifted from his stomach Mubarak, and he lifted from 2 stones. He had tied 2 stones on his stomach Mubarak. Hadith Sharif narrated by Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu. They were going through ibtila and testing time. Hunger was the order of their life, and that is what he narrates, that we made complaint to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we are facing dire hunger. Look at our situation. They lifted cloth from their stomachs, and they all were showing one stone was tied onto their stomachs. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to numb their pain, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to console them, he lifted also his cloth Mubarak from his stomach Mubarak, and he showed that 2 stones were tied onto the stomach Mubarak of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us correct understanding. The first, Imam Tirmidhi rahmatullah alayhi had said at the end of this hadith sharif, هذا حديث غريب. I would love to share, I have shared it before also. Some people, they say, no, I follow only hadith sharif. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us such that we do not learn deen in general without teacher, and hadith sharif particularly without teacher. Deen in general without teacher, and hadith sharif particularly without teacher. We will discover wrong if we will learn on our own. And if we will follow only Google, then we will discover disaster. How? I had said it many times. Our teacher, who was from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyid Maulana Zulfaqar Sahib rahmatullah alayhi, he was sitting in one of the Jame Masjid in a town where we studied Tarkesar. And one old uncle came up to him, and he was going through Salatu Salam onto Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was reading all those sentences of Salatu Salam, and in a bracket it was written in Gujarati that I hadith sharif za'if che. Ye hadith sharif za'if hai. This is za'if hadith sharif. Man taught hadith sharif for 45 years. This man approaches him and asks him, what is the meaning of this hadith sharif? You know what he said? And I think this type of people has right and authority to dig into the level of hadith sharif. Not everybody. If everybody will go into this territory, there will be no benefit to them. There will be no benefit to them. There will be more harm. And you know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Gradually we are coming down bit by bit in our amal. And that also sometime on a name of hadith sharif. For 14 centuries, Makkah Mukarramah and Medina Munawwara had Salatul Taraweeh 20 rakats. Now it is going down. Allah reward Hafiz Patel Sahab. You know, we are reading 20 rakats. You know, when you go out from the masjid after Salatul Taraweeh of 20 rakats, wallahi, make one sajda of shukr. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it can be shared in this manner that Hazrat Jima Yusuf Sahab Rahmatullah Alayhi said to Hafiz Patel Sahab that if they are planning to make Makkah Mukarramah and Medina Munawwara as London and Paris, you go with the intention that you will make London as Makkah Mukarramah and Medina Munawwara. So we reading 20 rakats because of their good intention. You know, give credit to our elders, not to ourselves. They had laid such a strong foundation, they will be rewarded first. He was given this task that, okay, you go to England, but with this intention, that make London as Makkah Mukarramah and Medina Munawwara. So what I was saying, that this old man asked that, I am reading this book from, he must be reading from some time. He said, it says that this hadith sharif is weak. You know what he said? He said to him, for the weak people like you, this hadith sharif is very beneficial and healthy and fruitful and will be rewarding. And then he made one sentence. He made one remark. He said, tomorrow if this old man comes to know about me, that I cannot categorize hadith sharif, I don't know the levels of hadith sharif, I don't know this terminology, that this hadith sharif is weak. If he comes to know and then he starts hating me, that what type of scholar is him? Teaching hadith sharif from 45 years and he doesn't even know what is the meaning of this weak hadith sharif. Let him hate me. Let him hate me. But I don't want to ruin his akhirat. I don't want to ruin his akhirat. Just now because of he will come to know that this is weak hadith sharif, he will stop this amal. And if he stops his amal, his akhirat will suffer. I don't want his akhirat to suffer. And now, such an immature time we are living. Such an immature time we are living that we make our akhirat suffer onto our immature expertise. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us balancedness. Hadith Sharif, yesterday that Maulana was talking. Hadith Sharif should be learned from this type of people. Not from those people who takes you out of amal every now and again. Because dalil is not for everybody. Ad-dalil li ahli dalil. Imam Bukhari needs dalil. Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayh needs dalil. Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Muslim, Imam Abu. Not you and I. Wallahi, I don't need dalil. I don't need dalil. Because I am a layman. I am an ordinary person. I am just a student. What will happen if everybody will become Imam Bukhari? What will happen then? Suffering will come. Suffering of akhirat. Nothing else. Nothing else. So remember, he said, this teacher of ours, he said that if he comes to know tomorrow what is the meaning of this weak hadith sharif, and if he belittles me, I am prepared to accept that. But I am not prepared to accept that his akhirat suffers. Days are gone and times are gone. So many homegrown scholars, self-made products, and they're becoming so bold that they don't excuse nobody from our righteous and pious predecessors. And how they were, like that Maulana was narrating. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us suhbat. Whether we seeking ilm, whether we are seeking zikr, whether we are seeking da'wat, whether we are seeking muhabbat, whether we are seeking marifat, any quality of deen, oh Allah, make it such that till the day of Qiyamah, ourselves and our progeny, we derive from the right and righteous and authentic suhbat. Suhbat that Maulana was mentioning. Shu'bah, one of the great muhaddis. I think it is his incident that he narrates that hadith sharif, man qala la ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah. That, he was about to pass away. And students knew. When you stay into the company of some right person who has ilm and amal and akhlaq and piety and righteousness, then you know that what will soothe his pain. If he is going through some illness, what will numb his pain? What will bring easiness to him? So they knew, students knew. So he is about to pass away. So they started, narrating chain of narrators. That this person narrated from this person narrated from this person narrated from this. And they came up to him. He was their teacher. He was narrating the hadith sharif. And the hadith sharif is that whoever says la ilaha illallah, he will enter into the Jannat. So they came as far as him, and as far as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through his chain. So when they came to the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then they said that man kana akhiru kalamihi, whose last speech will be la ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah, he will enter into Jannat. Whose last speech will be la ilaha illallah, he will enter into Jannat. So they came as far as whose last speech will be, and then he started reciting la ilaha illallah, and he was no more. Ilm had become embodiment of them. May Allah make us seek knowledge from this type of people. So it is the same. I think it is the same. Same muhaddis. Same. Or some other muhaddis. Shu'bah, he was going on his ride. And one robber came. He was one of the big robbers. He used to rob people. He used to trouble people. So he held the reins of that horse of Imam Shu'bah rahmatullah alayh, and he said, narrate hadith sharif to me. Imam Shu'bah rahmatullah alayh tried to avoid. And here we come, how sinful person can be if he seeks righteous, pious suhbat. Then look at the end of this robber. What happens? He comes and holds the reins and he said, narrate hadith sharif to me. So he tries to avoid. But he is insisting. And he was very hard-hearted person. Robbers, they kill people and rob. They have rock in their heart. They don't have any softness. So that's how he treated this great muhaddis. He said, you will have to narrate. So then he started narrating. That this narrator said this, from this narrator, from that narrator, came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, addressing him, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحْيِ فَاسْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. When you don't have shame, modesty, then do what you like. He narrated this hadith sharif. When he narrated this hadith sharif, pious people, they have arrows. They have arrows to shoot at you. They shoot at your heart. And then revolution comes. It is always one sentence. It is always one sentence. It brings revolution into individuals also and into masses also. Into public also, into societies also, into the gathering also. It is always one sentence, one sentence, one sentence. He narrated this hadith sharif. It became like an arrow. It brought revolution. Not only he repented onto the hands of Imam Shu'bah rahmatullah alayhi. He became his student, and not only he became his student, time came that he is from one of the teachers of Imam Bukhari rahmatullah. Same robber, he is from one of the teachers of Imam Bukhari rahmatullah. Because a pious person, righteous person, his suhbat, although his approach was wrong, we shouldn't make that type of approach. His approach was wrong, but predestiny was good for him. So revolution came, and from where he was robber, and then he became a muhaddis, and not only ordinary muhaddis, he falls into the teachers of Imam Bukhari rahmatullah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us righteous suhbat. New tendency is growing that we want to seek knowledge from the devices, from Google search. That is information, that is not ilm. Ilm is nur and information is information. Whether that information is related to hadith sharif, it will be only information. It is not the nur. Because for nur, suhbat is crucial. It is must. It is condition. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us right suhbat. I was saying that one sentence. I had narrated that also before. Sayyid Ismail Shaheed rahmatullah alayhi and one another Maulana, they became bay'at with Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed rahmatullah alayhi. And Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed rahmatullah alayhi was not traditional alim. So sometime person who is not alim, but they have made tarbiyat of great ulamas. Great ulamas. So they became bay'at with him. And Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, again from the family of Nabi Sassam, and he led the jihad of Balakot. And in that jihad of Balakot, women who were participating, they were such women that they used to be prostitutes and they became saintly, Allah-fearing awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when that jihad was taking place, some of the soldiers from the army of Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed rahmatullah alayhi, when they heard the voice of that woman, they approached him, that, are you so and so? So she said yes. So you know what magic pious suhbat does. They were colleagues first for that wrong profession. He recognized the voice of that woman because they were colleagues first. They used to do that wrong business. And now they are awliya ur-Rahman. They are saintly people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed. If we will go into the jihad of Balakot, then you will always complain that I am taking too much of your time. So I just wanted to share that one sentence. These two became bay'at with him, and it was famous that he had many karamat. So they were saying that, till now we haven't seen any karamat, any miracle of our Shaykh. And they were waiting, they were expecting. So one day, Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed rahmatullah alayhi comes tahajjud times, they were sleeping. He just tells them one sentence. Allah ke liye utho, Allah ke liye wudu karo, aur Allah ke liye 2 rakat paro. Wake up for the sake of Allah, make wudu for the sake of Allah, and perform 2 rakat for the sake of Allah. I am saying same sentence, it won't have that impact. I'm trying to explain that one sentence which plays magical role, miraculous role. Why? Because it comes out from such person. I copy same sentence, it won't have that same impact. He said that wake up for the sake of Allah, make wudu for the sake of Allah, perform 2 rakat for the sake of Allah. Both of them woke up just by that sentence. It was like an arrow, like a magic. How and what happened only they know. They performed wudu, they started performing salat. When they finished first 2 rakat, at the end of the 2 rakat, they realized that, we haven't fulfilled the rights of these 2 rakats. They started another 2 rakats. When they were about to complete that another 2 rakats, again they fell. We haven't fulfilled the rights of these 2 rakats. And they kept on going and going and going until Subh Sadiq took place and Fajr's Azan took place. And that became order of their life now. Just because of that one sentence. And that is how, that is how we are being instructed by Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That whatever good deed you offer, at the end you feel that, I haven't fulfilled the rights of this good deed. That is the sign of piety. That is the sign of sincerity. So always one sentence. I woke up making dua today that, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us drown into the hadith sharif. Sheikh Zakaria rahmatullah alayh, he was into Medina Munawwara and he saw a dream. And in dream, he was told to teach Bukhari Sharif. He taught Bukhari Sharif for years. So he was told to teach Bukhari Sharif in a dream. He said, I don't have kitabs here and I can't teach. So he saw Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayh. Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayh saying that you start explaining. Wherever you will become stuck, I will help you. So he said that he was talking and discussing that Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayh started kitab by Bismillah, not by Alhamdulillah. And this is the reason. They have mentioned 12, 13, 14 reasons. And when you go through the length of these reasons, then you make dua that what an honorable people they are. That their thinking capacity, reflection become utilized in this type of ocean. And what me and you think every day and every night. Oh Allah, accept our reflection, our thinking capacity for these types of noble causes, one after the another reason. So Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayh standing behind, and he said that when I compiled this book, it was all separated like Kitabul Ilm, Kitabul Tahara. That's why I did not start with Alhamdulillah. So our Sheikh Yunus rahmatullah alayh, he mentions and he says like about his teacher Sheikh Zakaria rahmatullah alayh, that cannot be acceptable. He said because Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayh survived after his completion of his whole Bukhari 23 years. So he would have, so look at this dialogue between student and teacher also. That they have all the barriers of respect, but they have all constructive input. And that is what we ask during the day of Ramadan, that oh Allah, in Ramadan also and after Ramadan also, accept our every second of our life for Quran and Hadith Sharif. For these noble things, for positive things, for those things which will benefit us into the hereafter, into the akhirat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept one and all. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ya awwal al-awwaleen. Ya akhir al-akhirin. Ya rahim al-masakin. Ya dhal quwwati al-mateen. Ya dhal manni fala yumannu alayk. Ya dhal tawul, ya dhal jalali wal ikram. La ilaha illa ant. زهر اللاجئين وجعر المستجيرين ومأمن الخائفين يا مأمن الخائفين إن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب أشقياء فامح عنا اسم الشقاء وإن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب مقطرا علينا أرزاقنا فامحو تقطير رزقنا وحرمان رزقنا واكتبنا وأثبتنا عندك سعداء ووفقنا على الخير فإنك تقول في كتابك يمحو الله ما يشاء ويثبت وعنده الكتاب. اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لنا وترحمنا، فإذا أردت بقوم فتنة فتوفنا غير مفتونين، غير خزايا ولا ندامة ولا مفتونين. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا توفنا مسلما وألحقنا بالصالحين. اللهم علمنا الكتاب والتأويل. اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم اجعلنا علماء فقهاء. اللهم اجعلنا من الراسخين في العلم، واجعلنا من التوابين، واجعلنا من المتطهرين المتطهرين، واجعلنا من عبادك المخلصين المخلصين، واجعلنا من الذين لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمته.